Welcome back, everyone, to Crusader Kings 3. It is March of 989 AD, and our current ruler, King Matthias of Bavaria, is 32 years old. If you haven't seen the whole series up to this point, there is a link in the description that will take you back to the beginning. And we are working toward our ultimate goal, which is empire. Now, there are a couple different ways you can get an empire. Of course, there are existing empires that one can create, such as Germania, which would be if we held a certain number of territories here. And I believe in order to do that, we have to have 120. In fact, let's take a look at this. The Empire of Germania, in order to create that, we need to have 117 counties that exist within Germania. And you can see my existing realm. We've got a little bit of the de jure Baltic Empire, a little bit of Italy, and then some of Germania. We're not anywhere close to that. We would need another 55 counties to get there. Not even close. We need 1,000 in gold to do it as well. There is an alternate way to get an empire, and you can create your own empire. Now, in order to do that, we would need to hold at least 3 kingdoms and have at least 80 counties in our realm. We've got 75 right now. So that's very, very doable. We would need 1,200 gold to do it, so we're not close on that. The main thing, though, is that we need the level of fame to be exalted among men, and that we do not have. In fact, we're not really that close right now. We're not even quite at illustrious, which is the one below that. And then, of course, I would need a third kingdom. A third kingdom would probably be easy to get done. Bavaria, East Francia, Bohemia we have already. So East Francia is probably the next one we'd be looking at in order to be able to make that happen. So a little while before we're there. Oh, my brother-in-law is calling me to a war. So we'll see how that goes for a little while before we go raising an army. Because it seems like he's got this one well in hand without me. Oh, maybe not. So it looks like we're going to probably have to join this thing. Raise the army. Here goes our money. We've got 6,000 men, so obviously that's going to help tremendously in this one. I believe this is the enemy army right there. So let's go after him. Okay, well, this should be a pretty easy battle to win. We outnumber them 3-1. Let's see how things ended up with that one. I love these little details. So, total of 17 to the war score, 91 prestige, 426 is my contribution. We lost 252 killed. Killed significantly more than that, but nowhere close to winning the war yet, so we'll lay siege to some territory and see if that can finish this thing off quickly before we lose a ton of money. Oh, it looks like I see some armor. Interesting. Armor that's going to need repaired. So let's get that done. Man, I guess we're finally done with the war. So we took care of that. Lost a lot of money in the process. But we honored our alliance. So, whoa. Mental break. Yeah, we're pretty stressed out here. We'll go on a drinking binge for 3 years. Go off to the whorehouse. I'll become rakish. Oh, that'll deal with the stress, which I'm no longer overwhelmed by. We're back up to court grandeur level 5. Let's ransom some prisoners here. Not a lot to that one. We need some more knights. One more knight anyway. I'm not too worried about that. Let's reinforce our troops, though. Okay, so my queen is pregnant. So we're going to have a second child. Hopefully a daughter this time. Or a spare male. We've got one son, but you never can be too careful. It's late, and I'm tucking into a gripping treatise on classical grammar, just as I start giggling at some delightfully snide marginalia left by the previous reader. My wife enters the room. "Spineless man, you neglect everything but your studies, reading indoors alone from dusk to dawn. Get your head out of those dusty scrolls, or don't come to my bed at night," says the pregnant wife. As you wish. I need not lay with you. I have the warm embrace of knowledge. As you wish. Ooh, we can vassalize Countess Sophie of Dern. So we are actually making some progress toward exalted among men level of fame. However, we still need a third kingdom and a whole lot of money that we don't have. So I just don't know if we're going to get there anytime soon. We can create additional duchies. A bunch of them, actually. There's 5 that we have available to us right now, though. That would cost money. And we've got another son. After an ancestor. Matthias it is. So I've got 2 sons now. Prince Joseph, who's 8, and then the newborn Prince Matthias of Bavaria. Alright, time to hold court. Let's hear some petitioners. As soon as it's her turn to speak, the agitated woman in front of me screams, "The end is nigh!" Okay. Day of judgment is upon us. Repent now. Alright, so I can gain a bunch of piety. I'll become reclusive. I'll get stressed out. Nonsense, burn this raving heretic. Yeah, burner. Let's do it. The man approaches my throne as clearly a commoner. "My lord," he begs his speech, "I represent the local community of Augsburg. In the last few months, our cemeteries have been plagued with the disappearance of bodies." Well then. "All had been dug up and left no trace. At first we feared wild animals or obscure powers at work, but then your own court physician, Helene, this woman who killed my father, is still an issue." Okay, can we finally deal with her once and for all? Yeah, let's arrest her. We can tell her to stop, but no, we're going to arrest her. Alright, before the court is underway, my chancellor pulls me aside. To my surprise, he's brandishing a garish sock. For those without clear regional fashions, I have taken the liberty of hiring a tailor who can suggest some new traditional garb. Okay, sure. Gain 300 diplomacy lifestyle experience. My brother-in-law just can't seem to get out of his own way. He's called me to war again. So we'll accept, but this time I'm going to try to stay out of it if I can. I'd rather not raise my army. It's about to hit the year 1000 AD. Oh, it looks like Helene just died in my prison. Joseph's turning out to be a pretty good kid, it seems. Ooh, I can gain the trait Scholar. Let's do it. Awesome. Nothing new there. We could gain a new court physician. That might be a good idea. Look at the laurels I'm wearing now. I keep changing what I'm wearing on my head. What does the trait Scholar do for me exactly? +5 learning. Hostile scheme chance, development, growth. Alright, cool. So let's take a look at my son for a minute. Prince Joseph's 13 years old now. Developing some decent skills. Looking good so far. I do think it is time to start thinking about a spouse for him. And I'm going to look specifically at the sum of all skills. We got an Anglo-Saxon. She's 42. Never mind. This French girl here. Oh, she's sadistic and arrogant. She's a genius, though. And that trait is congenital. We might be able to handle sadistic with those stats. This lady would be ideal if she was about 20 years younger. Alright. Marry the sadistic girl. She's got genius and intelligent. That's excellent. All right, let's go ahead and create some of these duchies and dish them out like candy. We've got the money. It's going to give me some nice little boosts in prestige that'll get me a little bit closer to exalted among men. And it's going to allow new vassals, as we can see here, which might get us to the place where we're almost able to create an empire. We still need another kingdom before we can do that. But maybe we'll get close to one of the other kingdoms and we can declare a war and gobble up the territory that we need to finish that off. All right, we're going to do a bunch of new vassals here. I'm going to create all these titles and then just give them out because I can't hold all these duchies myself. Now, we'll wait on that last one because we're getting low on money. But you can see my income going up. Okay. We're above the direct vassal limit, so we'll have to give something out here that way too. But we'll take care of all that when I'm dealing with the titles that I have to give out. I don't want to give one to my son. What about my brothers? So Prince Christoph is already holding a duchy. Prince Joseph also holds a duchy. I might be able to give them another one though. Let's see. How about West Franconia? 9 vassals will be transferred with the titles. Alright, that cost me a little bit of income. Not real bad, though. So I'm going to open up the Dynasty tree for a minute here and look around and see who might benefit from being given a duchy, who is part of our realm but doesn't already have one. How about this guy here, Hadmar Stelvagen? How would you like to become a duke, sir? Oh, I guess I can't. Oh, I got to invite him to court first. Now we can grant him a title. Let's see. How about... Oh, we can't give out a lot of these because we don't hold any of the titles underneath it. Salzburg we could give out. It's going to cost me some income. That's all right. Congratulations, Hadmar, with your weird hair thing going on there. You are now a duke. And we can transfer a vassal to him as well. Keeping it in the family. With his coming of age, my tuition of Joseph has come to an end. So there he is. Thank you, Duke Hadmar. Oh, geez. Her again. I guess they can get married now, no? So his stats, diplomacy, excellent diplomacy, decent martial skill, decent stewardship and intrigue. Not so great with the learning, but that's okay. All right, you two need to get married. Gives us a new alliance. We still hold too many duchies. So I'm going to have to look for another one I can give out. I'm 46 years old now. Oh boy, let's see. Who can we give out a duchy to? Let's find ourselves another relative somewhere. Why is Countess Elizabeth in jail? How about my cousin Count Christoph? We could make him a duke, could we not? Let's give him one of the new ones. Congratulations. Oh, he was in my council. All right. So, a new marshal. Where can we increase control? Let's go there. Okay, our realm size is big enough. We don't have the 1,200 gold. We don't have Exalted Among Men, though we're getting there. I just don't know if I'm going to live long enough to hit that. And we need 3 or more kingdoms, so we need to form another kingdom. The question is, what kingdom are we closest to actually being able to form next? Great Moravia might be a possibility. Let's take a look at that one for a second. Kingdom of Great Moravia, we've only got 2 of the 8, so maybe not. East Francia? We have 26 of 34, so Great Moravia is a little bit easier because there's only 6 counties involved. So maybe that's the way to go for our next one. So we'll have to start setting our sights on some of these territories over here and see what we need to do to make them happen. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see if any of them are close on vassalage, and it doesn't appear that they are. We do have another duchy that we can create, and it's actually over in that region. Let's do that first. This dude just challenged me to single combat. A commotion arises. This man is not mentally sound. Monster, you sent us to die. Why do you go unpunished? No. Have him executed. 2 of my vassals are pushing one another and jostling to reach my throne first. Prince Joseph bows before me. My lord, murder is wanton in the city streets throughout Kingdom of Bavaria. It would be civilizing if we instituted a ban on townspeople bearing arms, at least within the city limits. Open weapon carry permitted for 50 years. We shall solve this safety debate with violence. Let them fight it out. Nah, you know what? Rather have Prince Joseph on my side. Alright, we increased that guy's taxes, so that's cool. We can found a holy order. That would cost a lot of the wealth that I've got available to me, though, but adds a lot of piety. Where are we going to put it? Put it in Reagan's. Nah, it's got to be somewhere here. That works. We'll just keep it where it's already saying it is. Found holy order. Sweet. The Knights Templar. Very cool. Very, very cool. We can borrow gold from holy orders, so that's cool. We can borrow 300 gold when the time comes, if we need it. My daughter-in-law has given birth to a daughter, so that is a future heir, unless they have a son. After an ancestor. Elizabeth it is. Negotiate an alliance. Alright, we do need to think about giving out some duchies again. The Duchy of Austria. Let's go back to the trusty old dynasty tree and see who else in our family might benefit from my kindness. Prince Joseph is already a duke, so he's going to pass that one on. Let's look extended family here. How about Adalbert? Oh, he's an heir to a duchy already, too. Wolfram. What about you? 11-year-old Wolfram. Might you like to have a duchy of your own? Actually, you know what? Let's look for somebody who's already got a county, so it's a little easier to give it out that way. Here we go. Count Gebhardt. He is, let's see, he's the son of Ludwig, who is my first cousin through my aunt Mechtilde. So let's give him a duchy. You can have Austria, which we just created. Congratulations, Duke Gebhardt. We're going to transfer a vassal. We've still got more we've got to give out, but I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. Your culture has discovered the fascination. Royal prerogative. That's one we were looking at for a while now. I believe that should give me the ability to go to Crown Authority 3. Now, what does that allow? Rulers can change between all available succession laws. Vassal levy contribution goes up. Vassal tax contribution goes up. Vassals cannot wage war against other vassals unless they use a hook on their liege. All vassals who refuse title revocation or vassal retraction are considered criminals. It's going to cost me some prestige, though. We're so close to exalted among men. I don't want to lose the prestige now. I think we're going to wait to do that. Proof of devotion. I get a wolf pelt. Maybe. Give Matthias some prestige to get started. Who just started a cadet branch of the family? Let's take a look at that. I'm 53 years old now. Let's open the Dynasty tree for a second. Oh, it's Duke Rizzo over here. House Hildemar. We can actually go up a little higher and you can see the entire family tree going all the way back to Duke Christoph of Augsburg, who started this whole thing. And you can go down super far, but a lot of these folks just are distant relatives. All right, my son Matthias is of age. He's 16. I could probably... Oh, he's the heir to the Kingdom of Bohemia. That's a problem. See, I don't want to be splitting these kingdoms up again. So how can we deal with this? We can ask him to take the vows and join the clergy. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry, Matthias. Can't have you inheriting my kingdom and splitting things up. So my second son is now a monk. He's an insane zealot anyway, so that works out pretty well. So now the Kingdom of Bavaria and the Kingdom of Bohemia will both go to Prince Joseph. Well, speaking of Prince Joseph, looks like his wife's had a son, or a daughter this time. Ida, that's a good name. Iron Constitution. Anything to keep my guy alive a little bit longer. I don't think we're that close to being able to create another kingdom. That's the problem. What's going on in the... I don't want a pet cat. Go away with that stuff. So we still need a third kingdom. We're about to hit exalted among men, but that's not going to matter because we won't have a third kingdom. All right, we have the ability to declare war, and what I want to try and do is if I can gobble up all these territories here, I should have enough to create another kingdom. Count Heinrich, who's a vassal of mine, would gain that territory, which should put it underneath me, which is what I need in this case. So let's make it happen. We can call allies to war, but I really don't need the allies. Just raise the army and do this myself. These will be rather quick fights. Although I'm thinking one of the things I need to do, speaking of my military, is I need to increase things like my onagers so that these sieges can end a little more quickly. Need a new steward. There we go. Alright, that one's done. Enforce the demands. Augsburg becomes a part of our realm. Disband the army. Rinse and repeat as necessary. I'm hoping maybe if we do a few of these that some people will just submit to themselves as being my vassal at some point. Specifically some of these East Franconia realms. Problem is I'm 55. I don't know if I'll live long enough to see this all out. Alright, we're going to do the same thing on Hohenberg now. While I'm working on a patient somewhere. Alright, over here. So you see Hohenberg and Zollern. The Hohenzollern dynasty was the one that ruled Prussia and then later a unified Germany. Kaiser Wilhelm II, for example, was part of the Hohenzollern house. All right, that one's done. These are all going to be pretty quick to conquer. Oh, we're at war with somebody else. Who's this? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Disband the army. Actually, this might work out nicely because now we've conquered enough territory we can create the Duchy of Swabia, which might allow us some additional options as far as vassalizing people. It does. Excellent. Of course, we still hold too many duchies, but that's okay. Where are we now on creating East Franconia is the question. Well, that's Lotharingia. That's not the right one. Here, let's go over here. East Francia, not Franconia. It's West Franconia is a duchy. East Francia is the kingdom. And we have 31 of 34 counties. We need 3 more. How are we on prestige? We have Exalted Among Men. So if I can get 3 more counties, create the kingdom of East Francia, then we'll be in position to create the duchy, or to create the empire. I just don't know if I'm going to live long enough to be able to do all that. Another child for my son. And it's another son. Gargamel. We're not naming him Gargamel. Thomas. All right, Thomas it is. All right, what are we looking at as far as wars we can declare on behalf of people? Let's take a look for a second. A guy with a name like the Impaler is somebody I should probably go after, but Ren, where's that? And who is the... He's actually pretty powerful. I don't think we'll touch that one right now. I think this is one we can declare war on. Yep. Let's do it. It does cost me a little bit of prestige every time I do that, so we've got to tread lightly, I guess. Here we go. There we go. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Disband the army. We haven't gone to war for quite a while, so these, you know, it's nice to be able to do this relatively simply. All right, we got another perk here. All right, did anybody else decide to be vassalized after that? It appears not. We can't create another duchy, which might do the job. We also have some people to ransom. Not worth a whole lot, but that's all right. Every little bit helps. All right, we can vassalize another one. Excellent. Where does that put us? That's the question. Is that enough? Of course, if it is, it would tell me I could create a new kingdom. And I can't yet. Let's see where we're at. East Francia. We need one more county. One more county. It's going to have to be one of these ones up here somewhere. This is part of East Francia. Is this one we can declare war for? Can we buy a claim? Pay piety to gain a claim on one of his titles. Let's do it. I have an unpressed claim on the County of Nassau. All right, where are we at? We're still exalted among men. We're not going to have enough money is the thing I'm worried about here. He won't accept vassalage, so we're going to have to declare war. Oh, I have an alliance? Yeah, well. The price you pay sometimes, you know? Let's go do this. Watch, I'm going to end up dying before I complete all this. Where's my other army? I lost a level of fame. No. No. No, no, no. I have to go all the way back to it. Yeah, now it's definitely not going to happen. There's my other army. Alright, well, at least maybe we'll set things up nicely for my son to be able to do it. Beautiful. Disband all. We do have the ability now to create the Kingdom of East Francia. Alright, so now I am king of 3 realms: Bavaria, Bohemia, East Francia. Do they all go? They all go to my son because I have no other heirs. So that's at least good news. I can also create the Duchy of Hesse if I want to. The reign of the Karling Dynasty has come to an end. The Kingdom of East Francia has finally slipped from their grasp. With the Karlings removed, these lands are truly no longer a part of their old empire. With me as the future king, we have a new and bright destiny ahead of us. It is therefore only fitting to remove any and all reminders of their influence, including the very name itself. It is now the Kingdom of Germany, which we're going to make our primary title, I think. I think I can do that. Yep, there we go. My primary title is now King of Germany. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. It's not an empire yet, but we're close. But we're going to wrap it up right there. I think that's a good stopping point. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below. We'll be back again soon where we hope to create an empire in the next episode. Thanks for watching.